What's up, Libra? Welcome to your December 2021 general reading. This is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. But of course, it's not going to resonate with all of you guys, so definitely check out your other placements, okay? Welcome to your video. Welcome to Sagittarius season. Welcome to December. December is going to be a very active month. There's a lot going on in terms of, we've got the solar eclipse. Well, back it up. December 1st, we've got Neptune going direct, which Neptune has been retrograde since like June, the end of June. I want to say June 25th or so. And really what this transit is doing for us right now is it has kind of pulled out all the illusions and all the fake things, fake people, fake circumstances so that we can see them, so that we're able to make better decisions towards what feels good and authentic and stable and secure in our lives, right? So we've got that. We've got the solar eclipse, the new moon that's happening on the 4th. Shout out to Jay-Z because that's his birthday, right? So we've got that going on, which is going to be really big in terms of new beginnings for us personally. It brings a lot of new thought process, new information. Actually, what I will say is don't be surprised if you almost get whiplash this month with all the information that could be coming to you this month, Libra. We are going to be in our 3rd house, right? So 3rd house is connected to Gemini. It's all about information, facts. It's about our close dealings with like either our siblings, our neighborhood, that type of thing. It's about close travel, but Mercury's pretty active this month, even around the new moon that's happening and even around the full moon that's going to be happening at the end of the month. And so don't be surprised if this month brings you a lot of information, Libra, in order to move forward, which is great for Libra because part of the reason why we can be indecisive and why we sometimes have a hard time moving through or past a thing is because we don't feel like we've had the proper information or the proper truth or the proper knowledge of something, right? So there's a lot of that coming to us this month, Libra. On top of that, on the 13th, there's action with Mercury, there's action with Mars. Both are moving, right? So Mercury is moving to Capricorn, which is hitting our 4th house. So there's a lot to do about our domestic matters. There may be communication that you're having with the people that you live with, maybe talks of moving in with people, you know, partners, friends, moving back with your family, that type of thing. But there's a lot of activity going on in terms of your family, your friends, where you live, how you are emotionally, right? Because you know, Mercury is that planet of communication. 4th house does also have to do with your emotional stability. So there could be times this month where you're having these conversations with people that you trust, right? About where you're at and how you're feeling. And then Mars moving to Sagittarius is cool because for us, that's our 3rd house. So lots of ideas and creativity that can come to you this time, especially for you entrepreneurs, you people who are out there doing your own thing. You know, Mars is that planet of drive and action and our ability to do. Also has a lot to do with our sexual nature. So Mars being in Sagittarius, you know, another fiery sign, it's pretty comfortable there. A lot of us are going to be feeling quite blunt, a little bit more direct than Libra is. We're direct with tact, right? Like we'll tell you the truth, but Lord, put a dress on a pig, like nobody's trying to hurt a feeling. And we are, because we are the balancers, very aware at all times of how people feel, right? But this month, since we are in Sagittarius season, and Sagittarius is just kind of like, you know, Sagittarius, if you're close to Sagittarius, they'll just say it how it is, you know. They kind of leave the tact at the door. They're not trying to be hurtful. It's just not in them naturally. They're just trying to get the information and the truth out, right? So since we are in their season, we are going to be collectively feeling their energy a little bit more. So you might be driven to be a little bit more blunt. You know, just say what's on your mind, which for Libras, I'm not going to lie, that's a good thing, okay? Venus is going retrograde at the end of this month. So I would not advise any new things pertaining to the aesthetic, right? If you have been wanting to dye your hair, cut your hair, get plastic surgery, any of that, I mean, even change the whole decor around your house, I hope that you have already planned to do these things before the 19th, because from the 19th of December to the 29th of January, Venus is retrograde. So I wouldn't suggest doing any significant changes to your looks or anything. I also, even if you meet someone, I wouldn't suggest jumping into relationships. Remember, whenever things are retrograde, we are kind of tasked to look and review and revisit certain things. And because it is Venus, we are talking about relationships a lot of the time. This also can have an effect on the monies, right? Because Venus is the planet of luxury, honey. So it's all about the beauty, the art, the money, the abundance. And we do have a 10 of Pentacles here. We do have a Queen of Pentacles here. So I love this. There is opportunity for making money, Libra, once we get a little bit more clear, right? That's always the Achilles heel. And then last thing I want to talk about was Jupiter moves to Pisces, which is really, really cool for us. This is going to be tapping into our 6th house, right? So 6th house is all about your daily duties, your routines, your health, your work, your service to others. So end of the month, what's this, on the 29th, a really good time to, if you haven't already implemented a new routine, maybe for fitness. You know, it's perfect actually that it's happening right before New Year's, because that's when we collectively kind of have our own little goals. And I think that Jupiter in Pisces energy brings some joy, brings some excitement, brings some adventure, and brings some expansion in the things that you are wanting to push forward, especially if there's been something about your daily life, your routines, your health, or your work that you've been wanting to change, Libra. So if you would like more information on that, I actually did a collective December video. It's like 11 minutes long. It's just kind of going over these dates, how these are going to affect us collectively. I did just want to give us an overview of like how this would kind of tap into us personally as Libs. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into these cards. We have, starting out, Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Like I said, Mercury moving into Capricorn has everything to do with our domestic things. So there's going to be a lot of that on the line, which is really, really good, because this is a kind of us, I think, tightening up things. So if there have been things that you've been to implement inside of, or implement in terms of like your family dynamic, how you guys move, how you guys do, this is really, really great. Again, there will be talks about if you're dating someone, maybe possibly moving in, combining things. There's just a lot in terms of domestic matters on our minds right now, and up for the thing, you know, up for the, I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like Mercury's retrograde and it's not, but my words have been a little funny. Point is, there's a lot of stability that we're coming into at this time. Money growing, right? You know, children, all that a priority, family a priority. We're really looking at the things that matter. You know, the thing too, Venus being in Capricorn, it makes us kind of get serious collectively about what matters. What's the bigger picture? You know, what's the outcome that we're trying to reach? Like Capricorn energy, that Saturn energy is very adult. It's very mature. So also, for you situationship Libras, you guys who have been in situationships, maybe you guys have been trying to be patient and let someone figure out their stuff so you guys can be happy or whatever, you guys can move along in the relationship. This is going to show you where things haven't been working, where maybe you've been a little bit too lax with certain people and certain things, again, with relationships and money. So there's that. But Queen of Pentacles, she's always on top. She's the queen who, in my eyes, can do everything. She's artsy, she's crafty, she gets her money, she takes care of the kids, she cooks, she's down to earth, she's a vibe, right? Now, starting out Libs, we've got the 10 of Pentacles with the 7 of Cups. Going back to abundance is here for us, Libra. There's a lot of ideas that are coming at this time. That Mars in Capricorn, Mars in Sagittarius really helps us think creatively of new ways to put ourselves out there, make more money, you know, work smarter, not harder, right? There's going to be a lot of ideas flowing to you guys that you guys are going to be really inspired to do. The main thing with Libra, and I said this, I think I just said this to Scorpio, either said to Scorpio or it might have been Sagittarius. When you are inspired to do things, do them. When you are not, and it's like you're feeling like you're having to push or drag something along, it's the time to maybe lay off of that, give it a break, and come back to it when you're feeling a little bit better. Because there is more power in, this is the way you could put it, it matters more how you feel when you're doing something than just whatever the fuck it is that you're doing, right? So, and I think that's really the key when people say work smarter, not harder. I don't think a lot of people think about that, but what you're align up the energy. If you line up the energy, the work, the actual physical efforting isn't so much. And I think that that has a lot to do with this. Also, there are opportunities here for you, Libra. You just got to get out of your own way of the illusions. Now, again, Neptune is going to be going direct, which will help with that, right? Because there's going to be a lot of information, a lot of things coming to us, almost as if someone like pulled off a veil, right? And you can kind of see the truth a little bit more. Whenever I see Seven of Cups, it always reminds me, yo, you're not based in reality, right? You're not thinking clearly. You've got too many options and you need to narrow them down, right? Like Seven of Cups is that energy of like, okay, there's a million ways to do one thing, right? But you need to narrow this down. You're gonna have to cut through some of these because some of these literally are not practical. Some of these aren't gonna give you the effect that you want. Some of these, whatever, right? So this really asks us to narrow things down. I think for Libras, you know, we can get caught up in the idea of having too many options. And I think a lot of Libras have come through this moment of healing and trying to like recalibrate just life in general, that you know, sometimes it's hard to put the focus on the one thing. It's in us by nature to look at all things, look at all sides of the story, look at all whatever. And sometimes we can get lost in that cloud. There's new opportunities coming your way though, Libra. You've got the Ace of Wands here. And this is what's clarifying the Seven of Cups. So that's what I wanted to clarify. It's very important that you just make a decision and go with it. If you have been stumped in a decision, Libras hate to make the wrong one. We hate to be wrong. We hate it to put so much into something and it not work out. But I think not going for things is what holds people back more than going for it and failing. If there's a decision that you need to make, whether it's like between this job and this job, or where you want to live, where you want to, you know, work, what you want to do and go off of base of what you're inspired by. Because one thing about Libra too is it's really hard for us to maintain work and daily things if we don't feel connection to it, right? It's very, very important. There's new action and new opportunities that want to come for you, Libra, but you have to get clear about what it is that you want, okay? Now, Temperance here is in the past position, which I love to see, that Sagittarius energy. And again, I think a lot of Libras have been doing the work of finding the flow, figuring out what is actually going to work. And I think through that, there's been some things that have come up that, you know, may not be so pretty to look at. But it's the reality, you know. Temperance, if you guys have been feeling a little bit impatient about when am I going to get my blessings, when am I going to get my love of my life, when am I going to get my whatever, fill in the blank, you know, Temperance reminds us that we don't have control over time. Yes, we are co-creators, but we can't control time. And honestly, time ain't even real anyways. But if you're wanting things to happen at a certain time, you kind of can't control that. The best thing that you can do is be open and not allow resistance, to come in to mess it up, right? Sorry, guys. I dropped half the stack and I don't want to take them because that's too many damn cards. But yes, in the recent past, it's like there's been this flow that Libra has been trying to catch. And what flow is it? Your own flow. Because Libra usually flows by what flows for everybody else, right? Being that calibrator, being that balancer. There's the end of that, right? Some of you guys have come to the end of something. It could be a relationship. This could be the realization that something wasn't exactly as you thought it was. But I do, you know, even though the Ten of Swords is a hard card, it literally talks about despair and maybe being betrayed. What it does also implies that there's an ending to a tough cycle. So there's something that you guys are letting go, Libra, right? And I think you guys are just kind of backing off of it. It's funny because it almost feels like ghosting. I don't know. I'm like looking at this Temperance card. It's like she morphed into a ghost when I saw with this Ten of Swords. And I say that too because you got the Four of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, which is like, whenever I see Four of Swords, it's like, yo, chill, disengage, go rest, mend, right? Four of Swords follows the Three of Swords, which is usually a heartbreak. So yeah, there might have been something. I think a lot of you guys, I will say, especially if you're dealing with water or you've dealt with water, it feels like there's almost like been realizations that you can't force this to work, you know, as much as you may want it. And I say water because we do have a 5 of Cups here, which I'll talk about in a bit, but I'm drawn to this water that's in the Temperance card. And I'm drawn to the fact that even it looks like she's laying in a puddle of water here. It's the water. And even if it's not a water sign, it's about the emotion. You guys are separating from something that you were really emotionally connected to. I just said too, like I was from Baltimore. That was weird. All right. Shout out to Baltimore. It's almost like, yeah, like you guys have gone through this period of having to disconnect from something and being okay with that and like recalibrating from that, because it feels like almost this could have been something that you just had the highest of hopes for. But if it's a relationship, you know, you can only control your portion of the relationship. So that's where things can get tricky. Now, what's in the near future, which I love to see, 4 of Wands, you got the 1111 card. So there are things that you guys have been putting out there, things that you've been trying to manifest that you are going to see start to come in and be in physical form. You got the 4 of Wands, which is about setting foundations. This could be about a big move. This could be about a marriage. This could be about a commitment. This could be about celebrating a new job or a new anything. And then you've got the 6 of Cups. So it's kind of interesting because this might even just like talk about like you guys feeling really flirty, meeting some new people. Ooh, 10 of Discs, which is 10 of Pentacles, maybe establishing a new relationship. Maybe you're meeting somebody through work. Also, some of you guys are going for other work opportunities because some of you guys are in this place where you're kind of stuck and you don't know what to do. And so you figure, well, I don't know what I want to do next. So I'll just do a bunch of shit. Like I'll try different things. And then by trying different things, I will narrow down what it is I like to do. Some of you guys are going back to things that you like to do as childhood, like coloring, drawing, whatever. There's certain things that you can, I don't know, it feels like crafty or artsy things that you can find ways to monetize in going forward. I think this is just like a really big time of discovery for you guys. Again, your creativity is going to be off the charts, thinking all these new things, and move when you are inspired and don't force the move when you're not. That's going to be key. But this is really cute. Some of you guys are connecting with soulmate energy coming up here because you got that 4 of Wands and 6 of Cups. That soulmate. That's cute. I wouldn't jump headfirst into a relationship, right? We are going to have Venus retrograde going from December 19th to January 29th. So this would be a time to take things slow and get to know someone. But hey, there's things going on because you guys are moving forward. That's for sure. Now, seeing the 6 of Swords and that 4 of Wands, again, I do feel like there is, some of you guys are physically moving, or at least starting to put in the planning of physically moving. You've also got that 10 of Pentacles, which could talk about home and abundance too. So there is a move, but if nothing else, there's moving forward and moving on. Ooh, some of you guys are moving into a house or a new residence. You got the 4 of Wands twice. I love that. So you got 1111 twice. Some of you guys are seeing 1111 all the time, which is really, really beautiful because you know that's all about doors opening up. Okay, perspective is sitting here at the bottom of the deck. It's really important. I just told Scorpio this. Positive expectations equals positive experiences. That might even be what I'm going to name their thing. I'm not sure. But expecting positive and good things to happen to you, having that optimism is where it's at. And you know, that's like the starting basis of moving forward into the abundance that you want. And I think a lot of you guys feel like you're right on the verge of something beautiful happening. I do feel like there's a little bit more clarity that's needed, but I also feel like you'll get that clarity as the month goes on because I think there will be more information given to you. Like I said, Mercury is extremely active this month, which means there's going to be information falling out of everywhere, which kind of frees up this 2 of Swords. I think you guys have kind of been in a crossroads in this place because a lot of you guys have been just kind of clueless as to exactly what you were working with, or what you were dealing with, or who you were dealing with. But as more information comes to you, you're able to make those decisions. Some of you guys have come to a place where it's like, okay, it's a fork in the road. I have to either decide, am I going to keep going this way, or am I going to stop? Am I going to keep in this relationship, or am I going to end it? Am I going to keep, working for this job or this corporation, or do I want to go elsewhere? Do I want to stay in California, or do I want to move where the rent is more cheap? I want to stay in California. Somebody find me some cheap rent in California. Good luck. Golly. Okay. Two of Swords, High Priestess. So definitely be trusting your intuition with these decisions. I think a lot of you guys feel like you're right on the cusp of something new happening, some great beginnings, but it's going to be really important that you're trusting yourself, trusting your gut. Five of Cups, comes out here. So just a reminder, and I say this for everybody, holiday season is not the easiest for people, right? Because either if they're feeling lonely, they're not in a relationship, maybe throughout the year, people have lost loved ones, whatever it is. Be nice to yourself, okay? Have patience with yourself. I also feel like this is an outside person. There's somebody who's missing you. I honestly feel like for a lot of you Libras, you kind of, this month is the month where it's kind of make or break and you're cutting certain things and certain people out. And so you might have someone, especially if they're a water sign, kind of doing the woe is me pity party thing. But it's crazy because I don't even feel like anything is a surprise to them. I feel like they've seen it coming. I feel like they would rather, or used to kind of playing the victim. This could be someone who you felt like, you know what I'm getting with these two cards, and this might be something that you guys are experiencing. This might be something that you're going to experience, but it almost feels like for some of you Libras, there may be something that you've been holding back, like a last piece of information or like conversation that you've been wanting to have with someone, but it's almost like you've been not having it because it almost feels like a situation like, well, the last time I tried to talk to you and bring this to your attention, you made me feel bad about it. Somehow you wound up being the victim in this. So I kind of held this to myself because what I'm going to tell you for, so I can feel worse when I feel like I'm handling things the right way. You know what I mean? It's almost like, because, Knight of Swords, he's the most aggressive knight in the deck, but I don't actually feel like this is actually what's happening. I'm almost feeling like this Five of Cups person, this is how they're perceiving it. So I almost feel like some of you Libras have been in a situation where it's like, let's say you have a boyfriend. Is it even my boyfriend? Should I even be here? Because I feel like I can't even talk to them about things that matter to me, because I feel like the second that I try to talk to them about things that matter to me, they flip it and somehow, what? Something like that. So that is something that may be coming up. Again, this month brings a lot of information to everybody so that we know what to do, so we know how to work it, so we know how we want to begin the next year, Leaves, we've also got, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. I love that. I don't think I've ever pulled this card before. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. I do love that. Leaves, we also got moonlighting. So it says you can start working on your dream career part-time while you keep your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. So especially if those of you guys who, all these clouds, the Seven of Cups, right? Clarifying this Ten of Pentacles, if this has to do with like what you want to do career-wise, I do feel like it's kind of saying you can kind of do it all, right? Like there is no, you have to choose this or that. You kind of work it all at this moment, and you will be guided while you're doing it and supported while you're doing it, and even find clarity while you're doing it, right? Like I said, if you don't know what you want in life or you don't know what to do, the best thing that you can do is to the best thing that you can do for yourself is to go out and try a bunch of different things and see kind of where the cards lay. And so I think this is a really good time in terms of exploration. I think if there have been things that you guys have been wanting to do, Libra, and been holding off for whatever reasons of fear or whatever, this is the time to start slowly working towards those goals, okay? And then Libra, you deserve love. You are lovable. I mean, duh. I kind of love that we got this card because, you know, homegirl's an archer. We are in Sagittarius season. They are the archers. I think it's kind of cool. It feels very fitting for the time. Remember that you are lovable. You deserve love, Libra, whether you're single or not. You know, it's funny. Partnerships is what we do. It's what we're really good at. But it's also where we really struggle, you know? But you deserve love regardless, and love is here to find you, honey. Let me know what this Four of Wands and Six of Cups is, if this applies to you. There is absolutely a chance of meeting somebody this month, but again, take it slow because Venus will be retrograde. Yeah, I hope that this was helpful for you. I love you guys so much. If you would like a private reading, you know, you can reach out to me at shesvibetarot@gmail.com, but go to my About tab first. Look at the menu of services, the pricing. If you want to do a live reading, you can schedule that yourself, the link that's provided. And I think that's pretty much it. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye, Libra.